Late at night or broad daylight, she's bringing the truth into the fight, shining a light where the shadows creep, for the lost, the stolen, the ones who will weep. She won't turn away, she won't back down, even when the loony clowns come round. Threats don't shake her, lies don't win. She stands for justice, right till the end. Want the truth, want the best, wanna be safe as you chat. Find kids true crime, it's worth your time. She's got your back, she's on the line. YouTube, Twitter, TikTok too, Facebook stream, she'll fight for you. Some chase fame, some chase views, but she fights for those with nothing to lose. For the kids who vanish without a trace, she won't stop till she cracks the case. They try to silence, they try to scare, but truth don't break and she's still there, calling out monsters, showing their game. Justice comes when you speak their name. Want the truth, want the best, wanna be safe as you chat. Find kid true crime, it's worth your time. She's got your back, she's on the line. YouTube, Twitter, TikTok too, Facebook stream, she'll fight for you. So if you're lost or need a voice, kids stand strong, she makes the choice. For victims gone, for those in need, she's fighting hard, she won't concede. Want the truth, want the best, wanna be safe as you chat. Find kids through crime, it's worth your time. She's got your back, she's on the line. YouTube, Twitter, TikTok too, Facebook stream, she'll fight for you. At the end of the day, this is all we have to say. Viper will always have her back, he will kick you right in the sack. They call me a god, they call me a god, they call me a god, they call me a god. Let's go! I'm about to go off like a weapon, fuel to the top, got a filled up engine. In my thoughts, obsession, I will not stop, no, I'm never second guessing. I got a God complex, haters love to hate, but I never feel pressed. Got a lot on my plate, but I never get stressed.
Are you freaking kidding me? Oh, good. Thank you for letting me know. Oh, that shit pisses me off. So I was saying, so there's that. Hey, and I love your name. I think you got the best name on the internet. And then I said, hey, J13. And then I said, okay, multitasking. And then I get to this. One of foreign Wade wives left me a comment. Why don't they leave me comments yesterday saying that his bio mom is missing? Now, in my opinion, I don't know. I will look into it though. I think she's missing on her own accord because she's out on a parole, I think. I'll find out. I'm not muted no more. They're done on my iPhone. I'm getting good. I'm glad you are because you do a good job. All right, people. Chad Daybell's back in the headlines again, people. These people make me sick. All right. Now, did they got the Son of Sam law out there in Idaho, I wonder? Guys, I just got back from the gym. Yes, I'm back at it, people. Yep, I'm back. I'm back at the gym. It's been 3 weeks. Because, after I had my daughter's little thing, I got depressed. Hold on a minute. I hate headphones, but it is. Can you hear me? Hold on. Let me get to my phone. Can you hear me?
I hate headphones.
Oh my God, listen to my voice. I cannot stand my voice. Oh my God. That's why I don't ever watch my videos. Because I hate my voice. All right, so this is situation, people. Let me bring it up. Chad Daybell's writing letters. Here you go, here we go, here we go. He's got a website. It's called Letters from Chad. Yeah. It's a website, people. Is he making money off this? I wonder. Hold on, I want to figure out where I want to be. Maybe up here? Shit. Maybe I don't want to be anywhere, people. Okay, I'll go back down here. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to take a look at this site here of his. Welcome to Letters from Chad. This website features letters uncensored and unfiltered written by Chad Daybell from his cell on death row. All contained opinions are his. He receives no financial compensation, whatever. Who does then? I want to know who does, though. Let's see. Letters from Chad. Copyright. Okay. Oh, look at this. They got a, oh my God. Sorry, guys. I got to turn off. Okay. We are going to, oh my God. This is bullshit. Okay. Never mind. I'll get to it. All right. Here we go. We're going to read letter 1. Oh my God. Are you kidding? Oh my God. I might need somebody up here with me. Holy shit. People, I just see this and like, we're on it. Hello, my friends. I ain't your friend, Chad. This is Chad Daybell writing to you from my cell in Idaho Maximum Security Institution. This is first of several letters I will send. I want to thank everyone who sent me cards and letters while I've been incarcerated. Your kind words of support really helped me. I cherished each one. Who's doing that? I arrived here at the prison June 2024, and I suppose you could say I've settled in. As for death row itself, I won't be sharing details about my daily schedule or information about my fellow inmates. As the newest arrival on death row, it isn't my place to talk about such things. It really is a different world in here. Well, but I'm surviving. And I spent a lot of time working on my upcoming appeals. Wow. Hi, Misty. I express my gratitude to each of you who have been part of my life while I was in Fremont County Jail. I spent thousands of hours in isolation. Oh no. In your portal? Do you mean in your portal? Where am I? I wasn't allowed to have a clock. And I often felt like time stood still. During those challenging days, I would reflect on my life, working forward from childhood to recent years. As memories came to me, I would write them down. The names of the people who have been positive influences in my life, I felt strengthened as I remembered my extended family members, neighbors, co-workers, schoolmates, school classmates, business associates, church members, and friends I have the privilege to know. You have enriched my life in so many ways. I'm using this method to share my story because I want you to receive it uncensored and unfiltered directly from me. I am aware how I have been portrayed in the media. Frankly, those portrayals of me are unrecognizable. Oh, shut up already. I am not the man the media has created. No, you are the man that you have created. You created your own misery, nobody else. I am not a cult member. Yeah, you did. You had your little cult of people who should be feared. I don't fear you, Chad. I am not a conspirator or a killer. Yes, you are. I have never been. I am a father, a grandfather, a husband, a son, a brother, and a friend with a firm faith of the gospel of Jesus Christ. Quit using that. I've recently been able to have a few in-person visits with several of my family members, and those who have been wonderful. And those have been wonderful. Okay. I will always be grateful for the unconditional love and support these family members have given me. When people find out that my relatives have visited me, they usually ask, how has he changed? My relatives give the same response. He hasn't changed. He's the same Chad we always knew. People are surprised by the answer after hearing a different story for so long. What is he trying to do here? You're not going to change my mind. We've seen the evidence. Chadster. Okay, where am I? Okay, hold on. People are surprised after hearing a different story for so long. I'm so quiet. Yeah, you're really awkward. Gentle person. You all know. I have been a peacemaker. Oh, I bet you have. Even though in prison. I have never caused anyone's death. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. And never conspired to commit such acts against anyone. I shared in the sadness, pain, and grief over the deaths of Tammy, Tidley, and JJ. I don't have all the answers even now, but I'm grateful a more complete story will be shared during my appeal process. Are you kidding me? I mean, how disgusting. Jeez. Don't even mention their names. How dare you? During my court trial, I followed my attorney's advice to sit quietly, not smile. You're awkward anyways, Chad. And not show anyone. Okay. Chad Daybell, we all know he is awkward anyways. He's weird and he's monotone. He's monotone or whatever you call it. Okay, he ain't gonna change my mind, people. Okay, not smile, not show any emotion as evidence was presented. I know that is standard protocol for defendants in the courtroom, but I realize now that it made me appear to be cold and uncaring. No, you were weird to begin with, which is the opposite of who I am. I assure you, my heart was breaking many times throughout the trial, and there were moments I couldn't hold back tears, especially as I saw and heard family members suffering of the same feelings of anguish that I was experiencing. What? Did he really just say that? Did he really just say that? A key purpose of this letter is to share with you that I had hope would have been explained in court. You know what? Let me tell you something. Chad Daybell had the opportunity to address the court. He chose not to. If he was so innocent, right, he would address the court and say, I did not commit these heinous crimes. Right? Don't you think? No, he chose just to, nope, not do it, not say nothing. Not say nothing for the families, not give the families anything. Okay, where am I? Hold on, where am I? A key purpose of this letter is to share with you what I hoped would have been explained in court. I will strive to make each letter informative and worth your time. Oh, okay. I fully recognize many people will never change their negative opinion of me. Oh my God, listen to him. In this age of social media, podcasts, and the merging of mainstream media with law enforcement, very few defendants are portrayed in a positive way. Well, yeah. Look at the crimes you committed. All I can hope for is these letters can be a generate feeling and healing, reconciliation, and understanding. Thanks again, my friends. I'm not your friend. For many ways, you have helped and inspired me throughout my life. Jesus, are you kidding me? What's this? No, we're not. What? Bookshelf. What's this? I don't care. We've already heard all this stuff about you. Oh, look at what he's doing. Hold on. Everlasting. Hold on a minute. What is he trying to sell here? Okay, that's a book. Oh my God, what's this? Oh my God, you guys, this is a lot. Oh my God, notifications. I'm sorry. Let me shut them off. All right, people, let's back it up. First, I'm going to come into the chat and say hi after I turn off this notification because it's driving me nuts. Oh my God, what's going on? You know what, people? I need a new laptop. I can't handle this no more. I've done everything in my power to fix these problems I'm having. I end up buying a new laptop every year. It's just a bunch of bullshit. All right. I'm coming into chat. Misty came in. There she is. Hi, Misty. Hi, Seth. Poor Chatster. Yes. Right. My ass would have fought for my freedom. Yes. Yes. Right? Okay. All right, here we go. Bookshelf. When I attended Springfield Junior High in the early 1980s, I enrolled in workshop class. The instructor said we could build anything we wanted, so I decided to make a bookshelf. I designed it myself. It was about 5 feet tall with 7 shelves. I was pleased with how it turned out. Over the past 4 decades, that sturdy bookshelf has become our family's most enduring piece of furniture. Beds, sofas, tables, recliners have come and gone, but the bookshelf has made every move with us. And my son now has possession of it. Our family's favorite books have resided on those shelves throughout the years. I'm eager to share the significance of those books in upcoming letters. So this is what he's doing. He's selling his books. Okay? This is what he's doing. We all know about his books. Okay? So he's going to talk about every one of his books on his bookshelf that he has written. One of the most important books I have ever read is Life Everlasting by Dwayne Crowther. It was one of the first books placed on my new bookshelf. Oh, okay, I see what he's doing. After I discovered the book as a teenager, the book examines eyewitness accounts of more than 200 individuals who have ventured into the spirit world and returned to tell their experiences. It is LDS themed, but the truths it contains apply to everyone. I'll be sharing quotes from it in many times in upcoming letters. If you have any interest to where we came from before birth, why we're here on earth, and where we go after death, Life Everlasting provided these answers. This book was first published in the 1960s, but Dwayne released an excellent updated version, 2008, with 5 additional chapters, and he gives you the link. Musical notes. Is anybody asking him these questions? I mean, for real. Or, okay. I love all kinds of music, and in my upcoming letters, I will sometimes mention songs that have been the soundtrack to my life. Rather than disrupting the flow of letters, okay, I see. By discussing a song importance to me, to that point, I will include these musical notes afterwards to give added meaning and depth. Most of my memories are tied to significant songs that had an influence on me. However, during my first 3 years at the Fremont County Jail, I rarely heard music. Oh my God. I was a genuine hardship. Oh, it was a genuine hardship since my life has been immersed in music before my incarceration. Then, a few months before my trial began, the jail staff provided a portable radio I could listen to when I was allowed into the jail's ballroom, or a ball court. The court was concrete rectangle with 20-foot high walls that usually blocked the sun, but it was nice to breathe some fresh air. There was a giant communication tower directly above the jail that interfered with the radio reception, but if I stood in a certain spot in the ball court and held the radio to a tilted angle, I could hear a few stations: a country station, oldie station, and a Christian station called K Love. Came in the best. At first, I listened to the other 2 stations more often, but then I became more familiar with the K Love songs and their emphasis on Jesus and uprising topics. I come to rely on those songs to boost my morale. One song that stood out to me is "I'm So Blessed" by the group Cain. It has been it has a catchy beat, and the lyrics include the phrase, "On my best day, I'm a child of God. On my worst day, I'm a child of God." These were definitely some of the worst days, but the song helped me to remember that the Lord was with me at all times, especially when the going got tough. So if you're having a hard day, click on the link, and hopefully the song helps your spirits. Interesting. What do you guys think about that? Good day, mate. Good day, mate. Good day, mate. As long as he keeps in there. What do you guys think about all this? Well, I get a drink of my Propel. Oh, my poor back. I know it's making noise. I'm sorry. I'm thirsty. I had to take a drink. This is not no professional podcast, okay? I'm just a mom and I'm a grandma that does shit. That's it. That's all. All right, let's go to letter 2. Let's find it. Let's go to 2. Let's go to letter 2. Oh, Jesus. I mean, come on. These are chapters. These are chapters. What? Okay. All right. This letter is devoted to Tammy. Ooh, boy, he did not. I loved her. I loved her. I love her. It should have been, whatever. I loved her and I still do. She was my life partner and the mother of 5 amazing children. We built a wonderful family together. We were married nearly 30 years, and I always sought to keep her safe and protected. She was the anchor of my life, and I never considered harming her. What? What? You never considered? What? But you did. You cheated on your wife with Lord Vella for what? A year, 2 years? And married her, what, 3 weeks after you took your wife's life? Just saying. Tammy has increasingly severe health issues in the final months of her life, but very few people knew about them. Oh, stop it. She was intensely private person who rarely shared personal details with others, much less that her health was suffering. She would put on a brave smile in public and act as if nothing was bothering her. But even those of us who knew about her health struggles never expected her to pass away so sudden, and her death was somewhat overshadowed and the remarkable woman that she was. Okay, let's say you guys remember Chad Daybell buried her quickly and did not want an autopsy on her. Wouldn't you think she has these health issues, right? Don't you think you would have wanted to know what health issue that was that took her life for your children and your grandchildren? So, for preventive measures, right? What you think? No, he wanted her in that grave right away. I want you to know that living, vibrant, beautiful Tammy, who blessed so many people with her talents and unique traits, she was strong yet delicate. We were united in our parenting efforts, our religious beliefs, and in publishing company. We operated together for 15 years. She radiated goodness and charisma, generating a positive impact on everyone around her. She was very kind, loving, but especially to the children and animals. Yeah, Jesus. She was always on the lookout for the underdog who might need a boost in life. Tammy and I got married in our youth. I was 21, she was 19. And over the years, we essentially. Hold on. Sorry about that. Okay, where was I? We officially did not meet until after I returned home from a 2-year LDS church mission in northern New Jersey. I arrived back in my hometown of Springville, Utah, July 1989, and a few days later, I saw my brother's 1988 high school yearbook on his shelf. I flicked it open and saw a student spotlight about a girl named Tammy Douglas. As I looked at her face, I felt a jolt of electricity pass through me. Here we go. This beautiful girl with a dazzling smile had my attention. I realized she would have been a sophomore when I was a senior, but I couldn't remember her. I wonder how I could find out more about her. I asked my brother if he knew her, and he said she's working that summer for Springville City. I was in luck. Tammy later told me that she had been keeping an eye on me since her sophomore year. Oh, shut up, you liar. When I was on the student council, she watched me perform in crazy skits we did during school assembles and had also kept track of me and the school hallways. Oh, listen to him. Listen to him. I don't believe you. I don't believe it, Chad. It's all lies. Where am I? When I was on my mission, she had even told her friends, I'm going to date Chad Daybell when he gets home. He thinks he's something, people. Who's writing him and telling him that? Putting that shit in his head. I attended a church activity about a week after the yearbook experience. I spotted Tammy immediately when I entered the room. She was playing volleyball. So I joined the other team. So we rode in and found ourselves 5 feet apart, staring through the net at each other. After a moment, she said, I'm going to spike it in your face. I smiled, but the only response I could come up with, oh yeah, see how see how he is. Very, what's that word, you guys? Eloquent? I know. God, what's going on with my phone? Hold on. But in reality, she had me tongue-tied. Tammy's eyes seemed to sparkle, and I was delighted that this petite, dynamic woman, clearly spunky as well, I was smitten. Okay, what about Lori? Is he going to write about Lori? I'm coming in the chat. Is she going to write about Lori? Queen of the 14444. Oh, man. Stop it. Stop it. He better be writing about Lori. That I would pay attention to that. If he's gonna write about Lori, I would pay attention. Okay? Where are we? When I got home, I couldn't get her out of my mind. So I called her and asked her on a date. I was very relieved and excited that she accepted. Her parents later told me Tammy had happily danced around the living room after she hung up the phone. Okay. Our first date went great, and we became inseparable right from the start. We were both attending BYU that fall and working part-time, but we spent every spare moment together. We became engaged to be married the night before Thanksgiving. I have been thrilled to discover Tammy loved music as much as I did, including some alternative bands such as Oingo Bingo, Depeche Mode. We loved to blast their songs in the car and sing lovely. As Christmas approached, I told Tammy I had gotten her a gift she would love, but had discovered she was a bit of a prankster, and I had become her new favorite target, so I decided to give her a little payback. I'd been given a pair of really nice writing pens and a small rectangle box. On Christmas Day, I hand her the wrapped box, and she eagerly opened it. I kept a straight face, well, you always do. As she pretended to be happy with the 2 pens, I said, I thought you could use them at work. That's really nice. She nodded and said, thank you, I love them. She started to put the box aside. I said, maybe you should look underneath the pens. She removed the pens to find 2 front row center tickets to Oingo. Oingo? Who is that? Hold on a minute. People, we're going to find out. I heard a Depeche Mode. Hold on a minute. I want to find out who this is. Sorry. Depeche Mode. Mm-hmm. Oh my God. Hold on a minute. Maybe I do know this band. Maybe not. I'm waiting for it to load, people. Oh, my poor neck. Come on. Okay, whatever. Stupid. Sorry. All right, never heard of them. Okay. Where am I? Okay. She let out a relieved laugh, then bowled me over, showering me with hugs and kisses. Okay, I thought in that faith, if you weren't married, you couldn't do that. You hug, but you can't kiss, right? I don't know. Is that how the Mormons work? I don't know. I'm just guessing. We were married in the LDS Temple in Utah in 1990, just over 7 months after we met. Oh my God, that's it? We held our wedding reception that evening in Springfield Art Museum, and seemingly half the town showed up to congratulate us. Tammy was a lovely bride, and I felt like the luckiest man on earth. We rented an apartment in Springville, and we really loved being newlyweds. I had a full scholarship to BYU and worked part-time, and Tammy accepted a full-time secretarial position at the Springville City that paid well, quite well. We felt rich. We loved to eat at several favorite restaurants, go to movies, and just be together. We had a fabulous time at Owingo. I don't know. I don't even know how to say that. Oh, hold on. I thought Nala was coming in. Okay, and the first couple years of the marriage we attended several, including a very crazy B-52 concert where we danced the night away. Going to concerts continued throughout our marriage, and we would take our kids along when they got older. We also loved to hold family dance parties with our kids in the front room. Even after moving to Idaho, even now the children tell me to get into the car and certain obscure but meaningful songs will be on the radio, and it feels like Tammy is saying she's nearby. Maybe these songs on the radio are just a coincidence, but either way, it reminds our children, our children, of their wonderful mother and the fun, ouch, and the fun we had as a family. Oh shoot, you guys, I'm having issues in my apartment. Hold on, my phone. Jesus. I was grateful for Tammy's complete faith and trust in God. In 2004, I guess we should start our own book publishing company. I knew it would be a challenge, but I sensed it would be very successful. I told Tammy my feelings. Although she was apprehensive about the idea, she agreed to pray about it. I'm sorry. In response, she said she received the strongest spiritual confirmation of her life and that we should move forward with it. We formed Spring Creek Book Company the following month, and by the end of 2004, we published 24 books by several talented authors. We sold our books in the hundreds of stores across the United States, including Borders and Barnes and Nobles. Borders, never heard of it. Barnes and Nobles. We published several bestsellers, and over the years, we produced more than 100 books by 55 different authors. We won several awards from Booksell. They need to take those rewards back. You guys, did you hear me? They need to strip him of those awards. Okay? Where are we? Tammy deserved the credit. She was the backbone of the company, and she made great things happen through her promotional ideas and internet marketing. Tammy's mom, Phyllis, oh God, how dare him talk about her now too. joined the company as a lead salesperson, and the two of them were dynamic duo in selling books. I will stop here, but in the next letter, I will discuss families moved to Idaho in 2015. Oh, God. Okay, we're on the bookshelf now. We're going to the bookshelf. Hold on, I gotta take a drink of my Propel. One of my duties as the editor-in-chief at Spring Creek, book company, was to sort out through the many manuscript submissions we would receive. On the company website Tammy had designed, she had created a section of how authors should format their own manuscript and the types of topics our company was looking for. Our success grew. We were receiving dozens of manuscripts each month. There were a lot of aspiring authors out there. However, we only had a few openings each year. Since many of our authors were writing additional books, but I still looked at each submission just to make sure we weren't missing a diamond waiting to be discovered. I would take the most promising ones home for Tammy to read through, and this team effort worked well in maintaining a high level of quality books. It was hard to send rejection letters to those authors we didn't select, but I tried to recommend other publishers who might be a better fit for their books. One day I opened up a manila envelope and pulled out a manuscript and immediately caught my eye. It told the story of Willard and Rebecca Bean, who were asked by the LDS Church president Joseph F. Smith in the early 1900s to serve him in Palmyra, New York, the birthplace of Mormonism. The problem that the Beans faced was that the church members had left many years before, and that the townspeople certainly didn't want them to return. But the Beans moved to Palmyra, endured initial persecution, and slowly began menacing fences, literally and figuratively. Over time, they helped turn around the negative feelings, purchased historic locations for the church, and finally concluded their mission more than 2 decades later. Hold on a minute, I'll come to chat. Just so you know when I'm reading, I'm not in chat, but now I just seen your comment. Okay, I will look right now. I will later. I got to make sure that I don't get struck for playing any of the music. All right. Where am I? The manuscript written by Rand Packer was powerful, inspirational. I couldn't put it down. It was one of the rare moments as a publisher when you feel, whew, this is great. I need to sign this book immediately. The book title is A Lion and a Lamb. See, you see what he's doing, people? He is selling his books from his company. This is one of them, okay? Referencing Willard as the bold, sometimes brash lion, with Rebecca as wise, sweet lamb, who won over the townspeople with her kindness, I took the manuscript home for Tammy to read. She was enthusiastic about it. We both knew it would be a bestseller. I contacted Rand the next day, and when we met, there was an instant connection, like meeting a dear friend. We signed the publishing contract and put the book into production. The initial sales were strong, but then it just kept selling year after year. especially in the LDS bookstore. Word of mouth was strong, and rightly so, because of his generally great story of faith and preference. During this time frame, the accomplished LDS filmmaker T.C. Christensen had released several successful high-quality movies, and he was interested in producing one based on A Lion and a Lamb. The film's title would be Fighting the Preacher, after William Bean's tendency to use his fists as well as his tongue to preach a good word. A film deal was reached, and in July 2019, the movie had it premiered in Salt Lake City. Tammy and I were invited as guests. Oh, but he was seeing Lori then. By the way. We're invited as guests at the first screening, and we are very pleased with the film. It has all the elements of drama, humor, heartfelt emotion, and the trademarks of the TC films. The Fighting Preacher had a long run in the theaters, a rarity for the LDS films, and is now, okay, so now he says you can stream it. After the movie premiere, Tam and I were invited to the TC and film actors. Brad was there, and we shook hands and smiled at each other as to say, can you believe where the manuscript led us? We felt humble and played a role. Okay, let me see. Hold on a minute. What was the movie called? Sorry, people. Where is it? The Fighting Preacher. I think I've seen this, actually. Maybe not. Should we look up the, here, we can do this. We're going to look up, let me get on YouTube. I'm not looking at comments just so people know. I'm coming to YouTube, and we're going to look at the, whatchamacallit. Let's see. Hold on a minute. Don't they have a thing? You guys, I can't even think right now. Okay. I want to look at the, oh, Jesus. The trailer. Here, let me add trailer to it. See if it comes up. All right, here we go. You guys ready? We're going to look at the trailer. All right, here we go. I guess I haven't seen this one, people. I thought I did by looking at the picture. Here is the movie he's talking about that, he was involved with.
For the Joseph Smith farm. Now, this has been a hostile area for us.
We heard you was coming.
Listen, we can do this.
I'll give it everything I have.
It is the feeling of all who live here that you are to leave Palmyra.
Good day. We're missionaries for the Mormon Church.
I know who you are, Mrs. Bean.
Go back to Utah where you belong.
Maybe it's time to do what you do best.
Well, come on!
Put out a challenge.
Just because you're a good fighter doesn't make you a good man.
Nobody likes me.
Sweetheart, are they still being mean to you at school? I will show you a left hook that will teach them a thing or two.
Willard!
Oh,
Maybe sometimes the best way to fight isn't with gloves. It's with love.
Starting isn't easy when everyone's a doubter. You're headed where you'll be free. Don't turn around now.
But when they prove to be good citizens, we learn to tolerate them and admire them.
You're good people.
And respect them. And now we love them. May God bless you and go with you in all that you do.
Okay. There's that. Okay. Musical notes. Despite my love for music, I don't play an instrument, and my singing skills are barely adequate. I took piano lessons for about a year when I was 8 years old. It's all about him. Me, 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 me. If he was answering, if he was actually answering, never mind. I'm going to shut up for now. Okay, I took piano lessons for about a year when I was 8, but I was much more interested in learning to play baseball. And my blossoming musical career came to an end. Meanwhile, Tammy had a natural talent for playing instruments. She first learned to play the clarinet, then she switched to drums. Then she was part of the Springville High Marching Band. When our kids began taking piano lessons, Tammy joined in and took lessons at the same time. Thankfully, Tammy's musical abilities have been passed down to her children, who all followed in her footsteps of learning to play the clarinet. As the 5 kids worked their way through Springville Junior High, Tammy and I enjoyed a decade's worth of seasonal band performances. Towards the end, we knew the songs pretty well. We were grateful to Mr. Booth, the band instructor, for the positive influence he had on our children. Some of our children have branched out to synthesizer, guitar, singing, and have produced some wonderful songs. In our family, we have different musical tastes, but one musical group that united us is a British band, King, with Tom Chaplin on vocals, Tim Rice Oakley on keyboard, Richard Hughes on drums, Jesse Quinn on guitar. Their songs just clicked for us. Tammy and I attended the band's first Salt Lake concert and loved it. And from there on, King concert in Utah became an event for the whole family. After we moved to Idaho, we still traveled back to Springville regularly. King was an essential part of our road trip set list. I believe King is currently on hiatus, but our family will always be a big fan. One of Tammy's favorite King song was Spiraling, which she loved to sing and dance to. She loved to sing and dance along with. Enjoy. Is this it? What? Oh, isn't that interesting? Hold on. I'm probably not going to play this because this band has almost 2 million subscribers. Oh my God. Let's check it out. Let's check it out, people. There it is, right here. Okay, I'm not going to play no more. Okay, so when did this song come out, people? It was released in 2008. All right. Back Misty. She got wet feet from the dew on the grass. Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. You're talking about the dog. Uh-oh, something's wrong with my StreamYard back here. Hold on. Oh, interesting. I never heard of them either. Obviously, people like them. Oh, let's go back. Let's see about the author. See, there's Chad. This website is dedicated to the letters to friends and family posted on my behalf. Chad Daybell. Uploads are planned for every Monday and Thursday. All opinions are Chad Daybell's. Chad receives no financial compensation for the letters on this website or on the social platforms they're posted on. Chad Daybell is currently incarcerated, but is able to write these letters through a process that enables them to be posted. Well, I should make some money off of Chad then. Okay, if he is not getting anything for this, I should make some money off of Chad Daybell then. That's what I should do. All right. Oh my God. Oh my God. Look at this. Anybody want to come up and read? Anybody? Holy shit. Anybody? If not, I'm going to take a break. We got a bad storm coming. Yes, we do. I'm taking a break from reading, guys. I have to. I'm looking at something. If people haven't noticed, I struggle with reading. I probably have some dyslexia, people. Oh, I am taking a break. So nobody wants to come up and help me? All right, I see how you people are. Every one of you. Hold on a minute. I'm looking up something, people. Okay, hold on. This is interesting. Okay, hold on a minute. I'm trying to find something for us. Why can I only find can only find Lori's. Why can't I find Chad's? I'm trying to find Chad's appeal. I can only find Lori's. Can anybody find Chad's? I'm trying to find. All I can find is Lori's. Lori's, not Chad's. I want to see what's going on. Let's see what he has going on. Here, let me try to find something different here. Shoot. Okay, you know what? Here we're just gonna read this because I cannot find any information. So we're going to Google AI, and this is the answer Google AI said. As of September 2025, Chad has filed a notice of appeal for his death sentence, which was issued in Idaho in 2024. The appeal process in capital cases is lengthy, and his execution is likely many, many years away. Interesting. So he just did it, huh? That's why I can't find anything. A deeper dive, a deeper AI mode. But Lori's is right here. We got Lori's, though. We got Lori's. Oh my God, 71 pages? Sorry, guys, we'll come back into chat. Hi, Karen. Hi, Karen. Okay, I'm going to carry on. Okay, Lori Vallows is 71 pages long. We'll get into that at another time. No, when you're no. When you're on chat, when you're on here, this is what I can do. But no, you people don't want to help me. I see how you are. I see how you all are. I thought you all loved me. But this is what I'm doing. Oh, I'll make it big. I'll make it big for you guys. See, look it up. Look at that, people. Look at that. See? See how that works? See that? Oh, look at there. Looky there, people. But I will say, I have a 50-inch screen. I have to because my eyes are so bad. Okay? All right. Let me continue. Let me continue with this nonsense. My previous letter concluded that Tam and I moving to our children from Utah to Idaho in 2015. And I will continue from that point. We bought a home in north of Rexburg in an area known as Salem. Our children were enrolled at either BIU, Idaho, or Sugar Salem High School. And they made some wonderful friends. Tammy also flourished in her new surroundings. She loved the ritual lifestyle with plenty of property to create her own little farm. She'd always had a soft spot in her heart for animals, but in Springville, we only had a small yard that limited the types of pets we could have. However, soon after we arrived in Idaho, Tammy began to assemble an ever-growing family of pets, including chickens, pigeons, cats, a rabbit, and of course, Tammy's favorite pet, Indian runner ducks. She named them all and enjoyed caring for them. She also created several gardens areas around the property that she would carefully maintain. After moving to Idaho, Tammy and I stayed busy running our publishing company. I was president and editor-in-chief, while she was a vice president and chief financial officer. I was also making good money writing a weekly online column, along with receiving royalties on my published books. We felt so blessed. And then you messed it up, Chat Daybell. So Tammy didn't need to work beyond her company duties, but several years earlier in Springville, she had taken a part-time position as a computer lab teacher at her children's elementary school. She loved working with the students, and the job was very rewarding for her. When we prepared to move to Idaho, Tammy looked for a similar position, and she was hired as an assistant librarian at the Madison Middle School in Rexburg. She was later hired as a librarian at Central Elementary in Sugar City, which was much closer to our home. She also took on the task of creating a computer lab at the school, molded after the one she had in Springville. I would visit Tammy at the elementary school every couple weeks, and I helped her out by open house events such as back to school nights. It was fun to be greeted by the students as Miss Daybell's husband. Tammy had always strived to be physically fit, and in Idaho she turned part of the front row. She turned part of our front room into her walkout area. She enjoyed doing yoga, and she liked to play several exercise video games, just as Just Dance, Walk It Out, and Exerbeat. Never heard of that. It wasn't until the final year of her life when she started having noticeable physical setbacks. She caught a cold during the holidays. She had battled congestion. Oh, okay. See what he's doing here, people? See what he's doing here? She battled chest congestion and a deep cough throughout early 2019. She was also experiencing menopause symptoms with regular flashbacks. Yeah, that's normal. That's nothing wrong with that. She was now 48, but she felt as she had aged 10 years in just a few months. Her exercise routine faded, and she became content to just sit on the couch, watch TV, and work on her laptop. What's wrong with that, Chad? Huh? You were out messing around. That's what you were doing, Chad, at that time. My children and I encouraged Tammy to go to the doctor for a full health exam, but she resisted going. She had grown up with firm belief in holistic medicine, and natural healing remedies to regain health. God. I had seen those methods produce many positive effects over the years, with Tammy having rapid recoveries, but this time seemed different, as if it had shifted within her body. I regret not being more insistent to having her get a physical exam, because there's 4 major reasons for concern. And they all got worse in 2019. Well, of course it did in 2019. You want to know why? You were with Lori Vallow. First, there was Tammy's lengthy colds and prolonged cough fits, sending her lethargically and overall lack of energy. This wasn't the same woman. We could work in the garden and care for all her animals all evening without stopping. She began using the phrase, need to sit down, almost daily after physical activity. The third reason for concern were her swollen joints and bloating in her abdomen. Tammy initiated tried to brush these things off as temporary water retention, but they never went away. One day she came up to me and partially lifted her shirt. She grabbed a hold of her belly and said, "Look at this. I can almost hear my guts slushing around." I'm thinking some things as I'm reading this, people. He's talking about He's talking about Tammy's body, right? And look at how little Lori is. Do you hear what I'm saying here? I'm probably not saying it right in words. But he's talking about Tammy and the weight gain. And then he's got Lori at the same time I do. Around the same time, I was with Lori Daybell. Nah, just kidding. I made that up. Around the same time, Tammy and my son attended a health wellness fair. They were examined by the nurse, who was bothered by how swollen Tammy's legs were and that she had developed varicose veins. The nurse urged her to see a doctor, but Tammy refused. She finally admitted that her condition might be more serious when she called me into the bathroom. One afternoon, I found her sitting on the edge of the bed, weeping away tears from her eyes. It was late 2019, and the new school year was about to begin. As she sat on the bed, she had a pair of pants halfway up her legs. These pants fit me just fine at the end of the school year. No, I can't get them over my hips. You see? Okay. Do you guys hear what I'm saying? And what I'm thinking? Or am I not making sense? Hold on, I gotta take a drink. All right. Let me continue. Where am I? She stood up and demonstrated to me the frustration. None of her other school pants fit either. We went to the store the next day to buy replacements, and she ended up having to go up 2 pant sizes. She was very discouraged about it. She even naturally resorted to wearing full-length skirts most of the time at school. The fourth cause of concern, okay. Why is it a concern that she gained weight? When you get older, us women, we get older. Well, for me, I'm going to say me. That is just natural. Weight gain like that. Okay? All right. Okay. The fourth cause of concern was a series of fainting spells. Tammy felt her. What is that word, you guys? I don't know what that word is. Was being affected. As her stamina. It wasn't unusual to find her in the kitchen with both hands on the counter with her head down. She would say, "I'm okay. I'm just a little dizzy." Tammy's first major fainting incident happened in April 2019. She had finished putting the animals away for the night. Did he start poisoning her in April 2019? Did he start doing something to her in 2019? Allegedly. Okay. She had finished putting the animals away for the night. As she crossed the back driveway, she blacked out and crashed forward onto the asphalt, injuring her wrist. She came into the house and explained to me what happened, saying her wrist might be broken. I urged her to go to the emergency room. She refused. She took a herbal remedy instead, and the pain went away after a few days. This summer, we went to the LDS temple, and during one of the ceremonies, Tammy fainted, collapsed backwards, and then threw up all over her dress. She was embarrassed as the temple medical team rushed to care for her. What's going on here? What's going on there? What is he feeding her? Because if you guys remember, when she was found, she had foam coming out of her mouth. Pink or blue foam, something like that. In September, she essentially repeated her fall. Oh my God. in the back driveway. She fell in the almost exact same spot and re-injured her wrist. This time, she didn't object when I insisted on taking her to the doctor, who prescribed pain medicine and gave her a wrist brace to help her heal the damage. I suggested she take a couple of 6 days to recuperate, but she shook her head and said, "No way. You know how much I hate a substitute messing up the library." Oh, okay. I'll just sit there if I have to. From that day on, the setbacks came more frequently. Her nose was running constantly, and she would have sneezing fits. She also began to complain she was having out-of-body experiences. She described how her spirit would hover over her body for a few seconds at a time. In early October, one of those incidents happened while I was in the living room and she was in the kitchen. I suddenly heard a loud crash. I rushed into the kitchen to find Tammy had actually fainted into the fridge. She had landed hard against one of the shelves and was slumped down on the bottom half. I helped her to stand and told her I was very worried about her. She just waved her hand and asked me to help her lay on the couch. I hope law enforcement's reading this. The day before she passed, she came home completely worn out from setting up the displays for the school upcoming book fair. That evening, she told family members she wasn't feeling well and later had a bad coughing fit before throwing up. We went to sleep, and when I woke up the next morning, she had passed away. Okay, so let me stop right there. So he went talking about his relationship with Tammy. He was starting from the beginning. What I got here, he started when they met, not much in the middle, and then death. And the only things he talked about was dancing, with her and music, right? And all these sicknesses and fainting and stuff she was having. I don't know. I could be looking into this way more than I'm probably looking into it way too deep, people. I don't know how you guys feel about it. Ugh, my throat hurts. I lost my hair. My hair's falling out, people. It's so depressing. But yeah, I do got a reason, girl. Okay. The day before she passed away, she came home completely worn out, setting up the displays for the school upcoming book fair. That evening, she told family members she wasn't feeling well. Okay. And later that day, had a bad coughing fit, throwing up, went to sleep. Okay. Oh, I already read that. I will describe that terrible morning in subsequent events in a future letter. But as a word spread of her death, everyone was devastated because she had been a powerful, wonderful influence to many. We all feel that loss every day. I miss and love her. Whatever. Tammy was a true angel on earth, and I know she's still watching over her family. My children and I have felt her presence many times since her death. We sense she's particularly interested in her precious grandchildren. We believe families can be together forever in heaven, and although she has moved ahead of us, we all know we'll be reunited one day. Holy crap. He's writing books, people. He's writing a book. That's what's up right here. That's what's up. I gotta take a break. My voice. I wonder who's doing this website. I wonder who's doing this website, guys. Are you talking to me? Okay, good. You got to realize that when I'm reading, I'm not at StreamYard, so I'm not looking at the messages. Every time I say I'm going to come into StreamYard or going to come read messages, yeah. Okay, girl, you can do this. Hold on a minute. Here's the link. I got my J13. Coming to help a sister out. I got to make it really big, though. Hold on. All right, people. She is a good reader. I'm not, as we found out. Let me get this down. All right. I can't bring myself to follow him. You're so funny. Hey guys, I don't know how you feel about this, but that Charlie Kirk event, horrible, people, horrible. That has affected me. I wish I would have never watched that video. And I'm looking at these disgusting people celebrating his death. They're all going to go to hell. Okay. There's somebody on YouTube. I'm going to go over their video because she is gross with what she's doing and how she's talking about him. You know what? If it was, I mean, come on, he's just like a influencer, you guys. He's just like I'm not saying he's a nobody, but you know what I mean? He's not like a president or a candidate or anything like that. He's just a guy that liked to debate. He would listen to you, your views. Well, people are screaming at him, right? Ranting at him. He's just sitting there listening. Can you send email? Yeah, sure. Can you send link to your email? Why can't you? I sent it in chat. Isn't it working from chat? Hold on. Hold on, woman. Okay. Now, let me say something else here. Why isn't it letting me do this? There we go. All right, it should be at your, okay, it's set. It looks bad to follow Chatty Boy. Play your video, Kit. The one with him. Okay, I will. I know that's your favorite that I've done of him. Let's do it. Let's take a little intermission.
They call me a god. 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 Let's go. I'm about to go off like a weapon. Fuel to the top, got a filled up engine. In my thoughts, obsession. I will not stop, no, I'm never second guessing. I got a God complex. Haters love to hate, but I never feel pressed. Got a lot on my plate, but I never get stressed.
They call him a god. Hi, J13.
Hello.
Yes, you know it, girl. You know it.
Can I be heard? Okay.
Karen, yes.
I'm not gonna apologize if I add some shit to this letter, like snarky attitude or whining or something like that, because I don't feel the greatest today, and if I have to read this shitbag's words I made,
If you don't feel good, then get the hell out of here.
No, I'm good. It'll give me something to do.
Listen to me. If you don't feel good, get the hell out of here.
I'm gonna feel bad whether I'm doing it or not doing it. So,
Can you see it?
Yeah, I have it up on my biggest TV. So yes, I can see it fabulously on the TV.
Okay, good.
So as long as you guys can hear me well enough down there on my laptop, I'm going to do all the things that we were warned not to do as a kid and stand, about 30 inches away from my TV. If that. All right, are we ready?
Ready.
Okay. This letter begins with a key event in my life that occurred in 1987, early in my LDS mission to New Jersey. I was part of the first group of Spanish-speaking missionaries. Who knew? Anybody else know that Rad Chad could speak Spanish? Wow.
I don't know.
Wow. Spanish-speaking missionaries called to the New Jersey Morristown mission. We would be sharing the gospel in some rough urban areas. Oh, dear God. Chad went to the ghetto, where LDS missionaries had rarely ventured before. I wonder why. My mission began with 9 weeks of training in the Missionary Training Center in Provo, Utah, after which our group of 6 missionaries flew to Newark International Airport. We soon met our mission leaders, Dan and Barbara Workman. We immediately felt their love and concern for us, which continued throughout my life. Oh, how lucky you are. Thank you, Sister Workman, for your recent letter I received here in prison. Even now, you show such Christian-like support and care for your missionaries.
What? Wait a minute.
I call bullshit.
So he said they're saying that a sister?
Yeah.
One of
the elders is still.
Wow.
Okay. I call bullshit. Yeah, showing such Christ-like support. She may have reached out to you, Chad, but she was probably saying something like, repent. The next morning, President Workman introduced me to my first companion, Elder Hansen, who would function as my trainer. During my first couple months in New Jersey, all male LDS missionaries use the title of elder, while female missionaries go by sister. Elder Hansen was a confident Californian who spoke fluent Spanish, while I was just a timid teenager from a small town in Utah. He was the right companion to help me cope with the culture shock I was experiencing.
Oh, Jesus.
I bet. She gonna throw small town Chad into somewhere in the middle of Jersey?
Hold on a minute. I just read a comment. I gotta laugh. Hold on. Karen says, I believe in free speech, so I will attempt to bear with hearing. That's just funny. I like that comment. Okay. Oh my God. Too much.
Wow, it's a word I don't think I've ever seen before. What is that? Proselytizing? Okay, I'll go with that. That doesn't happen very often. Our proselytizing area was the industrial city of Patterson, and I soon learned the citizens weren't always friendly. You think? As Elder Hansen and I walked through the city on our way to an appointment, I waved to a man sitting on a porch step. About 15 seconds later, a couple of apples came whizzing past our heads. Are you sure those were apples? Then a block later, I waved to 2 young boys, and they both threw a glass bottle at me. How did they threw 2 bottles, or they threw the same bottle with 2 hands? I decided waving to people might not be the safest thing to do. Okay, Chad. To reach our appointment, we had to walk through one of the city's most dangerous areas. Ahead of us, a gang of teenagers was taking up the whole sidewalk. I was praying hard for protection. Somehow, we made it around them with only a few snide comments. I didn't wave. Smart guy, Chad. We finally reached. Oh, Jesus. Dog, really? Hang on. Pause. Pause. Dude, really?
What are you doing over there?
Did you hear that?
I just heard air freshener.
Damn straight. Okay. Thank you. Much better. Phew, fucking dog.
Oh God, dog farts?
Yeah.
Aren't they the worst?
Oh, geez. Whew. Yeah. And I'm positioned right in the perfect spot of the ceiling fan to where it kind of lifted it up from where the dog is and fanned it and dropped it right up over me where I'm standing. So, yeah. Phew. Okay. I think I'm at the very top, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
We finally reached our destination and knocked on the door several times, but no one answered. I suddenly felt exasperated and overwhelmed, and it must have shown on my face. Elder Hansen stuck his index finger in. Oh, I was wondering where he was going with that finger. Stuck his index finger in my chest, pushed me against the wall, and said, "Don't start having doubts, man. You know this is the true church, and that Joseph Smith was a prophet. Are you going to let a bunch of losers on the street corner change your mind? I thought you were bigger than that." And apparently he wasn't. Then he started walking back to the street. I was humbled and humiliated, but I caught up with him. We didn't say a word to each other, but he had made a good point. Okay. An image of the Apostle Peter denying Jesus Christ came into my mind, and I suddenly felt very ashamed. Chad, I call bullshit. When we reached our apartment, I went into our tiny bathroom and said a fervent prayer to the Heavenly Father, apologizing for my weaknesses. Then I gave thanks for the prophet Joseph Smith, and suddenly my mind opened up, and I felt like I was actually witnessing the first vision when Joseph, as a 14-year-old boy, saw and talked with Heavenly Father and Jesus Christ. I felt the Spirit of God burning within me, and I knew without a doubt this event really had really happened. That day, I had experienced fear, exasperation, and even doubt, and then I received an outpouring of truth and comfort. Good God, this guy's a drama queen. We had a bold, powerful group of missionaries, and we accomplished much good in that area. I find that kind of hard to believe. That's a heavily Catholic area. Elder Hansen and I eventually became close friends, and after our missions, we stayed in touch. He later moved to Colorado, where he became a successful businessman, and he and his wife raised a beautiful family. Why did I share that experience with you, my faithful letter readers? Because from that day on, I've been completely devoted to the LDS Church. Oh, did I have to read that part out loud? Because that sounded like it came from me. I've served in many different callings, including being a part of 4 different bishoprics, I think that is. During that time, I was asked to assist with several church disciplinary councils that were held for members who wanted to clear up misdeeds in their lives. Okay. These meetings usually began with some awkward feelings, I bet. But I was amazed to watch loving church leaders turn their meetings into positive spiritual experiences. Expressions of support would be given, tears would be shed, and the person would feel a sense of relief, like a great burden has been lifted. It was inspiring to watch a humble church leader help a person who felt desolate and alone regain hope and faith through the atonement of Jesus Christ. Amen. Can I get an amen?
Hallelujah.
Hands up in the air. Give me an amen. With that background, it is true I'm currently excommunicated from the church. Huh. I wonder why.
Oh my God. Listen to him. He's going to whine about the church now.
He's making it sound like it's just no big thing. I'm currently excommunicated.
This is all for me.
Yeah, I won't be excommunicated forever, but just right now, currently, I'm excommunicated. Sadly, I didn't receive an opportunity to have a compassionate church leader hear my side of the story. I would have happily welcomed a visit from my church leaders during my 4 years in the Fremont County Jail, but no one ever came. Instead, I learned I had been excommunicated through the mail more than a month after the disciplinary council had taken place.
Oh my God.
You
listen to him.
I don't bag on anybody's religion. Everybody, fine, go do whatever makes you happy. I don't really jive with the LDS church, but I'm not going to disrespect them either. However, Chad, Lori, y'all took whatever LDS beliefs you had and you twisted it into some psychotic, delusional, crazy cult. What you guys were practicing had nothing to do with the original LDS beliefs. You guys are whack jobs.
Right.
At the jail, the deputies would put any mail addressed to me in a big manila envelope, which was held until my attorney's next visit. He and I would then sort through the mail together. That's odd. When he visited me, normally when I mailed letters in, they just go right to the person, mail call. You either get called up to the desk and pick it up, or they shove it under your door, whatever. When he visited me in September 2020, we emptied the manila envelope, and among the letters were 2 envelopes from my LDS church. Stake president, my local leader. I'd had a good relationship with him over the years, and I initially expected these envelopes to contain letters of kindness, support, and encouragement. However, I opened the first envelope and read a printed form letter informing me a disciplinary council would be held regarding my church membership. It felt like an arrow had pierced my heart. I took a deep breath and opened the second envelope. This letter said the council had been held and I had been excommunicated for apostasy. I guess that
Hold
would
on. We're gonna Google that.
Apostasy?
I've never heard of that word.
Yeah, that's a new one to me too. I mean, I'm sure it has something to do with
abandonment.
Yeah.
Abandonment.
Yeah.
Oh, who cares? Chad, who cares, Chad?
Yeah. The letter stated that I had 30 days to appeal the decision, but by that time, the deadline had already passed since the jail had been holding my mail. I have still never found out what evidence was presented.
Oh my God.
Let's see. The people turned on the local news, Chad.
Jeez.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe it was the fact that,
he cheated on his wife.
Yeah, at the very least, the cheating right there will get it done. But
yes.
the unalived people and all of that. Hello.
How does he? Okay. The children were buried in his yard. He's never going to change my mind. Ever.
All this distancing language and feigned ignorance as to why he would be excommunicated. Like pulling one of my mom's tricks. Well,
I don't think he was ever godly. I think he faked it. I think he faked it all.
Oh yeah, for sure.
His whole life has been a book, a fiction book.
Yeah,
that is.
He lived in some fairy tale land, and he made
some
of the practices of this church and twisted it to his own benefit. Bizarre.
Where are we? Oh, let me go up. There we go.
Yeah, it's on the I have still part. Ready?
Yeah.
I've still never found out what evidence was presented in the disciplinary council or testified against me. The church scriptures known as the Doctrine and Covenants. I believe I've seen that on Melissa's bed. It's giant. Explains excommunication procedures in depth. Section 102, verse 18 reads, do you guys really want me to read what that thing reads, or can we skip it? Did the chat fall asleep? Are they snoring? I think they're snoring. Let's see. Here we go. In all cases, the accuser and the accused shall have a privilege of speaking for themselves before the council. That obviously didn't happen in my situation. I would love to know what transpired in the meeting, but the church has resisted my efforts to obtain the records.
You don't have to do what you want, Chad.
Chad, your records probably went in the first furnace that they could, or bonfire that they could find. Oh, here we go. Oh, he's now going to try and sound humble, right? I readily admit I have many flaws and weaknesses that I'm striving to overcome, but I am not guilty of the great sins attributed to me. Sure. The thought of associating with apostate groups or teaching false doctrine is absurd to. Oh my God, that's all you guys did. Please at least let me know the specific doctrines I was supposedly teaching. Who are my accusers?
Do you see what okay, let me.
The world.
Do you see what he's doing here? He's having a conversation with the church, an open letter.
Absolutely.
This is what he's doing. He's putting things. Yeah, he's okay.
Yep.
Interesting.
And where did I say these things? All over the place, Chad. So for these reasons, I still consider myself an active member of the LDS Church. How about Chad's version of the LBS Church?
Yeah, right.
My excommunication process didn't follow scriptural guidelines, and apparently no effort was made to verify I had received the notification letters. At the very least, I deserved the chance to talk to a church leader in person and answer any accusations of misconduct.
Okay,
Well,
let me tell you something. I mean, let me say this. He thinks that he needs to be in control here.
Oh, of course.
They don't have to do anything.
Mm-mm.
What he did is horrible. He took that religion and twisted it, and he took people's lives. He cheated on his wife. He did insurance fraud. Unbelievable.
I mean, I don't think any part of the actual LDS Church has this thing about whatever it was that they were, what were they calling them? Dark zombies or dark energy or whatever that they were calling people. Or the Ned thing that supposedly had taken over China.
Yeah.
I don't think that's part of the church, Chad. Come on. Is everybody awake in there? I'm looking at the chat. I think they fell asleep. Okay. I've never felt a decrease in my prior priesthood power. What?
What is that? What does he mean by that?
What?
What's priesthood power? What is this thing? Okay, hold on a minute. I mean, go ahead. I'm going to look this. What does this mean?
Okay. In my Wonder Twin power, activate my priesthood power, or loss of the influence of the Holy Ghost. I have actually felt an increase in those areas. I think the areas that you're feeling an increase of something is something completely else, Chad. Which has been a great comfort and blessing as I deal with my current circumstances. I fully support the LDS Church's first presidency and the quorum of the 12 apostles. I follow their teachings and I'm working out my own. Sure you are. Working out my own salvation through the power and grace of the atonement of Jesus Christ, my Savior. Amen. Oh, here we go. Just like you were saying that he's trying to talk to the church through.
Mm-hmm.
In conclusion, let me return to Elder Hansen, my first missionary companion. When he heard the news that Tammy had passed away, he canceled his busy schedule and rushed from Colorado to Springville in time for her viewing and funeral. When I saw him walk into the viewing room, my heart filled with gratitude and appreciation for this great man. As he came through the viewing line, we embraced a little extra hard, and I knew one of my true brothers in Christ was there to support me. We took a few moments to catch up, and he humbly told me he was serving as an LDS stake president. I wish he had been mine.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm glad he wasn't, cad. Jesus.
So what he's going to be doing through these letters, he's going to be talking to people on the outside that have not I can't even think what I was going to say.
Here's
Does
Chad.
he really think people
That's
are really
heroes.
believing this?
Here's Chad's heroes. Should we
All
have
right.
David Bowie's Heroes be playing in the background here? I've had I've had a lot of heroes in my life, often from the world of sports. Yeah, probably because you couldn't play any because you're just dumpy, Chad. I've always been a fan of BYU's basketball and football teams. And I was in my early teens when the Cougars were really hitting their stride. Danny, and I don't want to slaughter Danny's last name. Is it Einge? Okay, how we go with Danny A? Led the
There you go.
basketball team to NCAA Elite Eight, and the quarterback factory kept churning out superstars such as Jim McMahon and Steve Young, go Steve, who would both lead NFL teams to Super Bowl victories. But my ultimate hero, of course, we have to go back to this, brown noser, is Joseph Smith, after Jesus, of course. When Joseph was an obscure teenage farm boy, an angel appeared to him and told him his name would be known for good and evil among all nations. Persecution intensified against him and his family, and it never let up the rest of his life. Supposed friends repeatedly betrayed him, and he endured dozens of arrests on false charges, spending many
Listen
months.
to this. He's using his situation and mixing it with Joseph.
Oh, yeah.
He thinks he's Joseph. He thinks he's a god.
Yeah.
He thinks he's a god, people. So
Yeah.
with that said, people, hold up.
They call me a god. 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 Let's go. I'm about to go off like a weapon. Fuel to the top, got a filled up engine. In my thoughts, obsession. I will not stop, no, I'm never second guessing. I got a God complex. Haters love to hate, but I never feel pressed. Got a lot on my plate, but I never get stressed.
All right. There we go.
Oh, yeah.
Where are we? I'm sorry.
He's
Here we are down here.
He's got Joseph's story and his story in the same mixing bowl, and he's like spreading, getting ready
Right.
to put it in the cake pan.
Yep.
Um,
Look at that. Read it. Oh my God. He is so mixing their two stories.
Oh, yeah.
together.
Supposed friends repeatedly betrayed him, and he endured dozens of arrests on false charges, spending many months in the dark, damp, squalid jails. Yet he somehow maintained a positive attitude and accomplished incredible feats. He translated the Book of Mormon from ancient records and founded the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. He revealed many profound eternal truths and designed new cities, yet made time to raise a good family and care for his church members. What an awesome dude he was. You aren't, Chad. Sadly, his persecutors finally succeeded in their goal when Joseph was brutally murdered at the age of 38 by an angry mob that stormed the jail in Carthage, Illinois. The church has published a 4-volume history titled Saints, and the first volume covers the life of Joseph Smith. The book reads like a novel, but is all true. If you want to read about a great American hero, give Saints Volume 1 a try. You'll also gain an appreciation for the pioneers who later crossed the plains and established Salt Lake City in the middle of a wilderness.
He's trying too hard. He's still going to hell.
Absolutely.
Right? Most definitely.
Sadly, Chadley, you can write all these letters. It's not going to change anyone's opinion about you. It's not. You went too far. You did too much.
Definitely.
When I was an LDS missionary in the late 1980s, we weren't allowed to own electronics, especially radios. According to the missionary handbook, that sounds like a funny name, popular music could potentially drive away the spirit. That might be true, but in big cities of northern New Jersey, missionaries didn't need a radio. We were literally surrounded by every type of music. As we walked along the main boulevards, the traffic would cruise past us at a decent speed, but it felt like we were listening to one continuous radio broadcast because every vehicle was blasting the same station. Over and over, we heard, broadcasting from the top of the Empire State Building. You're listening to Z100. Sometimes it seemed like Z100 had captured 100% of the listening audience. It probably did. About 2 weeks after I arrived in New Jersey, and shortly after my humbling experience described in the letter, Elder Hansen and I were invited to attend a wedding. It was for a couple that Elder Hansen had known earlier in his mission and would take place in Jersey City. President Workman granted us permission to attend as long as church members gave us a ride to and from, because, can't be doing no hanky-panky. You both got to be wearing the special underwears, so no hanky-panky. At least I think by that time where you go to do the on mission thing, you've been through the ceremony where you get the special underwear.
I have no idea.
Melissa's not here for me to ask her about which way that goes. I know at some point you got to go through I can't remember what it's called, like a covenant, or I don't know. You got to take the covenant or do that, whatever it is, and you get adorned in the special underwear, and you have to wear those for the rest of your life until you're married. So it's like a modern day version of a chastity belt. And they are not attractive undies either for the women.
I have no idea.
Yeah, Melissa sent me pictures of it, and okay, yeah, to each his own. It looked something kind of like the women's bathing suit from the 20s or 30s, or stuff kind of like what the Duggar women swam in. It looked something like that.
Like who swam in?
Remember the Duggars, the people with all the kids?
Oh, the Duggars.
Yeah, the Duggars.
Okay.
Yeah. Have you ever seen like what the women have to wear to swim? It's like,
no, I don't watch them because
I wasn't a fan and didn't watch them, but I have seen pictures of what the women had to wear to swim. You might as well just swim in a pair of sweats and long pants and long shirt.
Wow.
Okay. Here we go. They're off to the wedding. I was excited because I hadn't yet been able to see the Manhattan skyline up close. Elder Hansen said we would be a few blocks from the Hudson River with a nice view of the Twin Towers. Aww. Elder Hansen had arranged for a young couple from the Jersey City ward to pick us up outside our Patterson apartment. My eyes nearly popped out of my head as a very fancy sports car pulled to a stop in front of us. Elder Hansen smiled at me and said, "Climb on in." We are both tall. Chad, you're something else besides tall. So it was a tight squeeze for us in the small back seat. But we were soon zooming down the freeway, and I was eagerly soaking in the sights. I enjoyed seeing Giant Stadium for the first time, and I listened as Elder Hansen chatted with the man who was driving. Then, as we got closer to Jersey City, the woman in the passenger seat says, "Sorry to interrupt, but I love this song." "Oh, come on, Chad." She turned up the volume on the car's excellent sound system, and I recognized the voice of Whitney Houston, who had dominated the airwaves throughout 86 and 87 and a few more, Chad. But this song was new to me after having been sequestered in the missionary training center throughout summer. The woman began dancing happily in her seat and started singing along. Anna, oh, come on, Chad, you're going a little overboard here. Come on. When she reached the chorus, the lasting memory was imprinted into my brain. God, he's a drama queen. I get so emotional, baby, every time I think of you. Was he like looking at her and singing along and drooling? Jesus, I'm not even going to repeat that second one. At that moment, I caught a good glimpse of the tops of some Manhattan skyscrapers, including the Empire State Building. Suddenly, I was the one getting, air quotes, so emotional. It was the equivalent of a spiritual experience as we entered Jersey City, where I would be transferred a couple of months later. In this city, I would later meet amazing people and witness literal healing miracles. But in that instant, I just basked in the wonderful realization that it was possible to have fun, joyful experiences on a mission and throughout our lives. So whether you like the song or not, I consider Whitney Houston's "So Emotional" to be a sacred hymn. Oh, God, I don't expect it to be included in the new LDS hymn book. No. But it would certainly add some life to our sacrament meetings. By the way, if you happen to cross paths with some LDS missionaries, please give them a smile and a wave. It just might be what they need. You'll make their day. Oh my goodness. And he actually has the link to Whitney. Oh, come on. Leave Whitney alone, Chad. What a drama queen.
Did you guys hear anything I said?
Nope, you've been muted.
Oh my God, I've been talking here.
I thought you were looking for the next page for me to read, so I just been.
No, I've been talking.
Okay, well, rewind, repeat.
I don't know how I got muted. I have to go to the bathroom.
Oh, well, go ahead and go, and I'll read up until the point I can't read anymore. Okay? As long as everybody in the chat is awake and actually wants me to keep reading. Or are you guys asleep? Hearing Chad's drama queen BS. Okay, here goes. I'm eager to explain the events of 2019 to you. Wow. But it's very important that I first build a solid foundation of facts. What I don't Chad, I don't think you know what a solid foundation of facts are. Once these facts and my religious beliefs are properly explained, the events of 2019 will finally make sense. No, they won't. During my court trial, I was bothered at how simple, well-known beliefs were twisted by the state into sinister, frightening ideas that this state repurposed, claiming these ideas were the catalyst for terrible crimes I did not commit. Interesting at how you're claiming that the state.
I'm back now. Anybody
The state-
talking?
The state has twisted well-known beliefs into sinister, frightening ideas. No, Chad, you and Lori are the ones twisted.
Where are you at?
Second paragraph.
Right here?
During my court trial.
Oh, right here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Time after time, it was the state who defined what my religious beliefs are, not the witness on the stand. As I read through the trial transcript, it's even more obvious on paper. The state repeatedly made inaccurate statements in the form of questions, and the witnesses would get into a rhythm of saying yes or correct many times in a row without hesitation. The result was a distortion of my beliefs, and I think an incomplete picture or half story of what the witnesses actually heard or saw. And unfortunately, my lawyer failed to fill in those blanks on cross.
So he's blaming he's put it all as attorney now.
What really cracked me up is this very first sentence, or the very first one at the top. Build a foundation of facts. Okay. He is letting us know that, he needs to explain 2019, and then it will make sense after he explains it to us.
Well, you know what? Him going back and forth like this, it's going to confuse people. And maybe that's what he wants. I don't know.
Yeah, could be. Now we're going to go into his NDE, which who knows if he had. Crazy that he and Lori would both have had NDEs, and I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but it's kind of convenient. I think he likes to play up that NDE to make him seem like he is special.
Right.
Okay. So I feel it's best to begin by sharing with you my NDE, which has very significant impacts on my life. Oh, he had more. Okay, sorry. He had more than one NDE. There have been 4 times in my life when I've actually died, and my spirit has gone into another realm before returning to my body. Are you sure that wasn't like ayahuasca or something, Chad? The LDS Church teaches that a human being consists of 2 parts, a spirit body and a physical body. The spirit body resides inside the physical body and gives it life. When we die, the spirit and the body separate. Chad, do you think we're dumb? Separate from each other. The spirit continues to live and goes into the spirit world while the body ceases to function. For example, we don't need an example. We're not 4. For example, picture your spirit as your hand and your body as a glove. The glove is just covering, and it can't move without your hand inside it. If it doesn't quit, you must have quit, right? It doesn't fit, we must have quit, whatever it was, something like that. A near-death experience, or NDE, is like when the hand is briefly removed from the glove and then put back inside. NDEs can be found in historical records dating back thousands of years among all races, nations, and religions. They've been part of the LDS lore since the church was founded. And NDEs were regularly printed in the church's newspapers and magazines.
I'm sorry. Hold on.
All right, good.
There.
Uh-oh, I think my TV's frozen. Come on, TV. There it goes. Many NDEs indicate, as LDS doctor confirms, that before we were born, we lived as part of a heavenly family. We were eager for the chance to come to Earth and receive a physical body. We understood it would be a challenging experience, but that our time on Earth would help us grow emotionally and spiritually. We all helped write our own life plan or blueprint for what we would accomplish during our lives. Who would we interact with, and when our life would end? Most NDEs occur when someone dies, but it isn't their time to go. They are sent back into their body to complete their life mission. Oh, here we go, Chad. Walk down memory lane. My first near-death experience was rather short, but it's had a profound effect on me. It was August 1985, and I just turned 17. I was at Flaming Gorge Reservoir in northern Utah as part of a church youth group that included several of my friends. We'd started the day by leaping into the reservoir from cliff ledges along the lake shore that were about 20 feet high. That was fun. But then we noticed a 60-foot high cliff that it's supposed to be jutted out over the water. It looked like a natural diving board. We saw someone jump off it, and soon we were scrambling up the hillside to reach it. Once we got up there and saw how high it truly was, we were intimidated, but we were also stupid teenagers. My friends convinced me I should jump first. I shook off my nervousness and gazed down at the water below. Finally, I pushed off my right foot and began my descent. And I remember thinking, I'm going to do a belly flop. This is going to hurt. No, this is taking a really long time. When I eventually hit the water, it felt like I'd slammed into concrete. Duh. A shock went through my entire body, and I saw a flash of white light. I felt an audible pop at the base of my skull and thought, oh no, I broke my neck. I also wondered if I'd cut open my forehead because there was a brief searing pain above my eyes. I quickly realized something even more alarming had happened. My spirit was partly out of my body. The best way to describe it is that my physical body went deeper into the water than my spirit did. This caused my spirit to pop out through my
Wow.
Come on!
What in wow.
Come on, Chad. It's like, whoopsie, get back in there. Anybody got some butterflies? I have a little thing on the top of my head. My spirit's trying to pop out. Anybody got any butterflies? But with my spirit's knees stuck in my skull. In other words, yes, Chad, you were too fat to fit through that hole. For some reason, I didn't make it all the way out of my body. Yeah, because your butt was too fat. It was more like 3/4 out. During those few moments, I was in another dimension. I saw an endless white plain in all directions, and I heard a deep, rich melody that sounded like a synthesizer. As I pondered the music later, it was very similar to a song called 1984, that opened Van Halen 19. Oh, come on. The song's an instrumental. It's just over a minute long, and it definitely has the same uplifting, rich, heavenly sound that I heard while out of my body. So basically what you heard, freaking Eddie just jamming away on a freaking guitar solo. I noticed the pain was gone that I had initially experienced. There was a soothing warmth surrounding me, and saw little pellets of light and energy rushing toward me from all directions. These pellets were absorbed by my spirit, and I felt wonderful. Kind of like Pac-Man. Are you eating the dots? Wah, 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 wah. Eating the pellets? I felt wonderful, even euphoric, and at complete peace. However, my physical body soon started to float toward the surface. My spirit quickly reversed course through my head and was sucked back into place. Well, that explains why you look so jacked up. When you got sucked in a little crooked. I instantly felt chilled and somewhat paralyzed. It must have taken a while getting to the surface because one of my friends who had been standing on the shore had jumped into the water to rescue me. He grabbed a hold of me and towed me to the water's edge. All I said to him was, "Something snapped when I hit the surface. I'm done for the day." You think?
You know what? We already know all this. I mean, he's talked about it, his near-death experience. We've seen it on videos. He's written it in books. We've heard it in audio. He really likes to talk about himself. He really does, and he thinks he's a god.
Yeah, Chad should be sending some money over to my Venmo to pay me for having to read this shit.
Unreal.
Okay, here we go. Ready?
Yep.
After I returned home from Flaming Gorge, my entire body was sore for a week. I wonder why. I felt off kilter, like my body and spirit were disjointed. Sometimes my right eye would go blind, but if it's like hitting the TV set back in the 70s when the channel's gone wonky and you go slap the side of your TV to get it to work right.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
But if I hit the side with my palm, I can see again. See, you're just a broken TV, Chad. On the other hand, I was spiritually changed. I'd glimpsed another dimension, and it had felt like home. Why didn't you stay there? Some people might still be alive if you had. I still lived a normal life, graduating from Springville High, then completing my freshman year at BYU Provo. Then during my LDS mission, certain spiritual gifts increased. I was better able to receive promptings and impressions that helped keep me out of danger. Aww. As I mentioned earlier, died 4 times. I'll describe the second incident in the next letter. Oh, thank you. Thank you. It happened while I was on vacation with my family in San Diego, California. I was struck by a large wave at La Jolla Cove and was not completely knocked out of my body this time. I really needed to stay out of the water. You think?
Yeah, we know all this. Why is he writing all this stuff over? Because he likes to talk about himself, and he's trying to make people to think he's actually a god.
Well, he's trying to make people think he's interesting. He's not.
I wonder how many people are writing to him.
Oh, he's got a fan club, just like all the other sickos in there that write to Watts, to Peterson.
Well, I write to people too.
Yeah, but not that way.
Right.
You're not, sending
no
lovey-dovey.
I don't want relationships with nobody, anything like that. I just have questions.
Yeah, you're not.
That's all I do.
You're
I mean, like, you people know I have talked to Lori Vallow, the queen of the Horror 444. I have.
It's
I
Daybell.
don't share with people the messages, but boy, do I ever get harassed. People want to know about these people, your discussions, what you talk about, but hell no, they want to come after the person that brings them the information.
Yeah,
Make it make sense, people.
I don't understand the hypocrisy of that one.
Make it make sense. All right, let's get this over with. We're almost done with this.
Oh, heck no. He went there. Now I'm mad. He went there. Leave Jeremy Renner out of this. In the 1970s, several scientists and researchers began to study modern-day reports of NDEs. Dr. Raymond Moody's book, Life After Life, compiled several of these accounts and brought NDEs to the attention of the general public. At around the same time, Dr. George Ritchie wrote a fascinating first-person account of his death, his journey into another realm, and then his return to his body. The book is Return from Tomorrow and has sold millions of copies worldwide. These books and others like them have helped people believe in an afterlife where we will reunite with our deceased family members, friends, and even pets. Leave Jeremy Renner out of this. I recently became aware of an NDE that happened to Jeremy Renner, the famous actor who plays the character Hawkeye in the Marvel Avengers movies. As you likely know, Renner was involved in a devastating accident on New Year's Day when he attempted to stop a snowplow from hitting his nephew. Renner suffered severe injuries with more than 30 broken bones. His recovery took many months, including having to learn how to walk again. He has written a book titled My Next Breath, very good book, by the way, about his ordeal. Renner also shared his story on an episode of Kelly Ripa's Let's Talk podcast. He explained to her that during his accident, he felt his spirit leave. Chad, stay away from Jeremy Renner. Just don't put his name in anything that has to do with you. Whack job. He said, "It's a wonderful, wonderful relief to be removed from your body. It's the most exhilarating peace you could ever feel," he added. "It's the highest adrenaline rush, but the peace that comes with it, it's magnificent. It's so magical." Renner didn't really want to return to his body, and he was actually a bit angry about it. He saw his damaged legs and thought, yeah, that's going to hurt later. Renner was only in the afterlife for a few minutes, but the experience was a great confirmation to him about what is really important in life. He says the experience taught him to repel the things he had given so much value to before and that he now sees as having zero value. He said he now invests his energy into love and his relationships with others. These books I've mentioned, as well as movies such as, oh, come on, Ghost and The Sixth Sense, have helped to make your near-death experiences and the reality of an afterlife an accepted part of American culture. Okay, so NDEs aren't in any other culture but American?
Right.
Pretty sure that Ghost and Sixth Sense went worldwide. So I guess NDEs are only an accepted part in America.
All right, let's get this over with. Do you want me to read this?
I'll finish up this last. Or how much more is it on the note?
This is the end. We're at the end.
Okay, and I'll just finish it out. Mr. Know-it-all here. All major religions believe in a divine being. Duh. That's kind of duh. A higher power or a heavenly father. The LDS Church takes that concept to the next level by teaching that we are all part of an eternal family and we are all literal spirit children of heavenly parents. I hope that idea is comforting to you. We have a set of loving parents watching over us, cheering us on, and assisting us during our earthly journey. There are times when we feel alone, of course, but be assured our heavenly family members are always nearby. The LDS doctrine of a heavenly mother was first taught by the prophet Joseph Smith. A woman named Zena D. Young, who would later serve as the LDS Church's General Relief Society president, was deeply saddened by the death of her mother. Zena spoke to Joseph about her intense grief and asked him, "Will I know my mother as my mother when I get over to the other side?" Joseph responded, "Certainly you will. More than that, you will meet and become acquainted with your eternal mother, the wife of your Father in heaven." Among the people that Joseph taught this doctrine to was Eliza Snow. She was well known for her poetry. She had published many poems prior to her baptism into the church in 1835. And she wrote more throughout her life. Eliza wrote a poem about this topic of heavenly parents in the 1845 titled My Father in Heaven. The poem was soon transformed into the hymn, Oh My Father, and was included in the 1851 LDS hymn book. In 1855, the Deseret News reported it was Brigham Young's favorite hymn. The hymn has been sung by LDS congregations ever since, but the powerful lyrics are often taken for granted. They cover the entire LDS plan of salvation, such as our premortal spirit life, the veil of forgetfulness, when we come to earth, the purpose of life, and the return after death to our loving heavenly parents. Here,
This is what we're not going to do. We are not going to go through the hymns. Hail to the no, no, no.
I had
Done with that.
Nope, I had too much of that in school. Not having it.
Enough of that.
Had an hour of that every morning in school.
Is anybody awake?
I put them to sleep. Are you kidding?
I mean, we're just trying to get through it. Trying to get through it, people.
I put them to sleep. They're going to be like, oh, dear God, she's reading Chad.
They call me a god. 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 Let's go. I'm about to go off like a weapon. Fuel to the top, got a filled up engine. In my thoughts, obsession. I will not stop, no, I'm never second guessing. I got a God complex. Haters love to hate, but I never feel pressed. Got a lot on my plate, but I never get stressed.
Hi, Viper. Glad you're still awake, my friend.
Shocker.
Rachel. Good day, mate.
Not either snoring or...
So it's like 8 in the morning there, right? Sorry, I didn't mean to be rude. It's like 8 a.m. It's 8 a.m. in the bloody morning in Australia, people. Bloody hell. Bloody.
The
Over here talking all that rubbish.
The Australians say bloody a lot like the English do?
Yes, they say bloody, bloody hell.
I've heard more English, British say.
Well, I don't know. Because when I get back from Australia next year, right? When I go to Australia next year. But when I get back, I'm going to sound like Rachel.
Okay.
Yes, I will.
All right.
I will sound just... Yes, I love their accent. Come on now. Listen to my voice. My voice is so boring, okay?
You?
Yeah, it's so boring.
It's actually not.
I'm going to... I cannot wait to listen to all these Australian voices. I can't wait.
No offense against the Aussies.
And then I'm going to be walking around the town with her. And I'm going to say, good day, mate. Good day, mate. Can you imagine? I would.
I like Scottish better.
I love my Aussies. I love my Aussies. You better say you're sorry to our mate there.
I said no offense.
Oh, okay. I didn't hear that.
No. I'm a good portion of me is Scottish, so no big surprise that I'd like Scottish.
Scottish to me, I love all accents, but Scottish to me, I have a hard time understanding what they're saying. I do. I'm like, wait a minute, let's run it back.
Yeah, some of them are really, really strong.
Yes.
But
I mean, it's cool. I love the accent and all, but it's like, wait a minute.
I have a friend in Glasgow, and just for laughs, I'll ask him to say Carl, the name, like Carl's Jr. Yeah. They can't do it because the R's roll, so they can't help but say Carol.
The R's roll?
Yeah. So you try and get him to say Carl, and they can't do Carl.
Oh. That's funny.
So it's kind of like when we tease MJ and ask her or try and trick her into saying Massachusetts.
What does that mean? Try what?
With MJ.
Try.
Gaelic.
What is that?
That's the older language that is spoken in the northern parts. It's like the official Scottish language.
Oh.
Yeah. Gaelic is hard. I've tried to learn some. It's not easy.
Top of the morning to you. That's Irish. That's the Irish people from Ireland. Top of the morning to you. No, I like good day, mate. Good day, mate.
I don't think I've ever heard any Irish people say top of the morning.
Irish? You're kidding me.
I haven't heard any Irish say top of the morning.
Okay, I made it up then.
No, I mean,
Well, really. Top of the morning? Don't the Irish people say that?
I have no idea. I haven't. I mean, I've
Well,
spoken.
I'm gonna Google it.
I've spoken to several Irish people, but I haven't heard any of them say that.
Top of the morning to you.
I talked to the wrong ones.
It's an old-fashioned Irish greeting. Told you.
I didn't say it. What I just said, I haven't heard them say it.
I have.
Okay.
No. Hey, people. This is just me. I'm not. This is me. Because there's new people that watch me now. I get really boisterous, and I may sound like I know it all, which I think I do. Okay. But no, I just laugh. That's what's up.
It's all good.
Top of the morning to you peoples. Top of the morning. It's top of the morning for my mate, Rachel. It is. Are you multicultural? Well, that's fun. What'd you think?
Rachel's very multicultural. Well, I guess if you count,
go away.
If you count like DNA stuff, I'm multicultural.
Look at our names go away when I put a comment on it. That's weird. Okay.
Oh wow, check that out.
Is that weird? No, look at why does our names go away though?
Maybe
just to highlight what the commenter's saying.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe he has to make room or something. Interesting.
Hey, by the way, Viper went live yesterday. Let me see. Let me go to Viper's page. Viper went live. I watched it. Was it this morning? Because the last few days I've been kind of down, people. I'm gonna be honest with you, and that's why I made myself go to the gym. But he cammed up, people.
Oh, really?
He's very handsome. Very handsome. Very handsome. But he talked about something like Viper. Lightning Viper. And so was his brother, Master Shredder. They are my friends, people, and they are just amazing. And now they're friends of the channel. You know that, right? Why is he coming up? Why isn't he not coming up?
Oh.
Multicolored, multicultural. Okay. Hey guys.
You're multicolored?
They took a picture of me at the gym because I love to get my see results and all that. And I'm like, yeah, take a picture of me. But boy, does my tattoo look good.
Aw, nice.
I'm like, damn right. I can't wait till it's done.
Yeah.
I get that coloring. I got it going on then, people. Watch out. Watch out. I'm getting tons of that whole side of my arm is gonna be covered up.
Nice.
Oh, you got old school tattoos, like in the biker days, okay? And so the Harley Davidson stuff is going away, okay? Because that was a long time ago.
You got Harley Davidson stuff?
Harley everything. I'm telling you, I got rid of all my Harley clothes. I probably got over 100 shirts packed away yet.
Oh my
But I
goodness.
just put everything Harley. Believe me, I wish I could ride again, right? But I'm not even gonna go there. Just yeah. Anyways,
I haven't ridden a bike in a long time.
I love the clothes. I used to love going on runs because I would go shopping, people. That's right. That's right. Every weekend I would go shopping. We go from shop to shop. I loved it. All right. I think we'll be done with this segment of Chatty Boy.
Yeah,
Chatty Boy.
Board chat long enough.
That was a lot, and I appreciate you, J13, for helping me with the reading. Because you know what, my eyes. What happens when I read too much? I'm going to tell you, people, this is what happens. My vision goes. It's like all the letters like combine. You know what I mean?
I think
Do you
so.
understand?
Sounds like dyslexia.
Do you understand the words coming out of my mouth, people?
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
Oh, by the way, when I talked to you today and my son called,
Yeah.
it's my oldest son, mind you, not the one that wants to beat me up. He invited me to his house tomorrow.
Oh, really? Nice.
Yes, he says, I miss you, Mama.
Aw.
That's my oldest boy. He's got a different dad than the other three.
Aw.
That's my boy. My baby boy.
I've only got one of those. One is enough.
Boys?
Yeah.
I had 2 boys, 2 girls.
Oh. My son was walking by 6 months.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Smart boy.
Yeah, he did everything very early.
Wow.
So, yeah.
All right, people. I appreciate every one of you for being here. And I do want to go over that YouTuber's video about Charlie Kirk because it's not okay. And it was so wrong. What I seen was so wrong. I mean, you can do whatever you want on your own channel, on your platform, but oh my God. No one's life deserves to be taken. And then to find out his wife was there and his children.
Yep.
They witnessed it.
Yep.
Horrible.
I am so disgusted at the amount of people that have been making very denigrating and disgusting comments and the celebrations and just how would you like for that to be done to you? That is just people should be ashamed of themselves.
Right. All right. I love you all. J13, thank you. All right.
Thank you. And thank the chat for even wanting to hear me read that.
Well, we have to go through it.
Yeah.
It's something new, but I didn't know his ratings were going to be that boring.
Yeah. And we're,
he's repeating a lot of shit that he has in his books. He's reaching out to people this way.
Yeah.
And making it sound like he's just, whatever. No, he's not. He's talking to the church, right?
No, it's like
excuses about Sammy.
It's kind of like he's still like preaching to his congregation kind of thing, like reaching out to his flock.
Yeah.
So, all right, I'll let you get out of here.
All right. Love you guys. Love you guys.
Love you all.
Boot up the stream, grab your snack and noodle. Here comes the queen, kid and caboodle. Wi-Fi blazing, wig on tilt. More drama than a soap opera quill. Kid logs on in a sparkly robe, sipping iced tea like she runs the globe. Drops more truth than a psychic at noon, with a cat named Taco and a raccoon named Boom. Kid and caboodle is a hot shit Uber. Wi-Fi warrior, clickbait mover, shaking up the algorithm like a smoothie blender. Watch out, troll, she's a copyright sender. Hot shit YouTuber, talking tea with a pink ring light aura. Yeah. She reviews shampoo and ghost hunts too. Caught Bigfoot slipping in a Gucci shoe. Unboxes snacks, talks haunted dolls, and drops a diss track on bathroom stalls. Kid and caboodle is a hot shit Uber. Hashtag queen, thumbnail smoother, dancing in a study with a llama on her head. Uploading content even while in bed. Hot shit YouTuber, even aliens subscribe, that's no rumor. Yeah. She vlogs in Walmart, midnight mission. Caught in aisle 9 with divine precision. Mic in hand, she interviews cheese. Sir, you aware you're lactose free? Goes live while baking glitter pies. Starts a feud with ducks, no lies. Reacts to Karen's, paints her Jeep, and once went viral yelling sheep don't sleep. Kid and caboodle is a hot shit Uber. Ring light blazing, sassy maneuver. Bans a troll while dancing to chair. Then sells merch made from her own hair. Hot shit YouTuber. Even her outro has a blooper. To play Fortnite, hosted a seance on Tuesday night. Got possessed midstream, ate a burrito, still hit upload, respect amigo. Now Netflix calls and brands wanna collab, but Kit just vlogged from her glittery cab. She's not here for clout or fame, she's here to win the YouTube Hunger Games. Kit and caboodle is a hot